Welcome back, my duelist friends. Casual Duelist. It's still Sunday. It's still Spooktober, and I'm not sure that this deck belongs here, but it does because I said so, and also because you guys are definitely looking forward to these. So what we're going to start doing now on the weekends, we are going to start hitting the Speed Duel GX midterm box. We're going to start by doing 3x builds. I'm going to do a little bit of explaining how you could make it better out of the box. And what list am I using? Well, guys, I'm using a list that they gave us. So today we are going to start with Jaden Yuki, because again, heroes, always a good step forward, and it honestly belongs to Spooktober. I don't care how you look at this. Heroes are always one of those favorite costumes, especially with the youngins. And, you know, some of the adults, they still enjoy, you know, like the Batman, the Superman, and all that. So again, it definitely fits. We can only use the cards that are listed here. I know Necroid Shaman's in here. I know that we can make him using what's in this. That's not the point. I will talk about like how we could buff that up later. We are not going to be using any of the additional skill cards right now. We do have this list of additional cards right here. This is literally the list of everything that came in the box. And just to get you guys hyped up, Mokuba, thank you for making a request. I know that you're excited for this, but get super excited for next week because you wanted to see Gate Guardian. We're going to skip right over to the Paradox Brothers, do this out of order. We're going to get you Gate Guardian next week. So, that said, those are the lists we're using. If you guys have your own boxes at home, you guys are building like a cube format, box format, then these ×3 videos are just for you. It's very similar, again, for anybody who does not remember or does not know what that term means. It's just like in the main game when I buy more than one copy of a structure deck and I put a deck together for you. Just in Speed Duel. So, without any further ado, let me straighten the camera because it's driving me nuts. I wish I could tell my crickets to calm down, but apparently I now have crickets that just live here, so that's a thing. Let's get you guys a brand new deck. And to start that off, we got a brand new skill card. So this one is the Heroes Unite Fusion. Because you've got 2 exclamation marks, like I gotta get in there with the fusion. I think I'm not sure. This is actually one of my new favorite skills. Activate this during the main phase. Discard 1 card, then fusion summon an elemental hero fusion from the extra deck, using cards from hand and field as fusion material. So, essentially, this is polymerization. So again, right now I get to cheat. Polymerization was in the build. I don't gotta use it. Additionally, if summoning an elemental hero fusion monster this way that requires 3 or more materials, and again, they gave us 2 of those. They gave us Tempest, which takes 3, and they gave us Electrum that takes 4. So this is for them. If you control 2 of the elemental heroes that are mentioned as the materials, you may use the rest from your deck as fusion material. This skill can only be used once per duel. That last bit is something I sort of overlooked, but the way I played this, it was only fusing once. So guys, if you want to sneak another polymerization into this deck, it's as simple as taking out 1 of my trap cards. And you know what? I'll just show you which one to do when we get there. So a little oversight on my part. But again, I was only fusing once during playtesting, so I didn't think it was super necessary, but for you guys it might be. So we're gonna use 2 copies Avion. Again, re-release. So again, I think these are my actual GX1 boxes, not the GX2. I think I just kind of set those to the side because they were reprints. But again, they were available here, so we're gonna use those. Another powerhouse, and especially with this skill, is going to be very useful. And this is why I say you could take out like one of my Heated Hearts and maybe one of my trap cards if you wanted to. We could drop it to get an extra polymerization or 2. This guy is going to do an amazing job. He's going to be part searcher for us. So when this card is normal or special summon, you get to choose to add a polymerization from your deck to your hand. During the main phase that you activate this effect, you cannot special summon for the remainder of the turn except fusion. Also, you will have to send 1 elemental hero from the deck to the graveyard except Blaze Man. If you do this, this card's attribute, attack, and defense become the same as the monsters sent to the discard pile until the end of this turn. You can only use 1 Blaze Man effect per turn and only once that turn. Now, guys, you summon him, you get your polymerization. That is one effect. The not summoning, except the other bit, I believe is tied to the second effect. Could be wrong, and if I am, please correct me down in the comment section so moving forward we can all play this card correctly. But again, he's going to do a great job for us. He's going to allow us to search out the polymerization. So again, we can add a couple. Never say never. This is a good reason to do so. Next up, for names, we're going to have Elemental Hero Clayman, Elemental Hero Sparkman, and again, there's a theme. It's all 2s, because again, in Speed Duel, we don't need a consistency of 3 because it's half the deck. And the last one we're going to utilize for monsters, should bring this up to, what, an 11 monster base for a, yes, 11, is Goddess of the Third Eye. Now, what makes this so good is this could be used as a substitute for any one fusion material listed on the fusion monster. The other materials must be correct. So we could board this. I'm not sure the interaction with the first portion of the Heroes Unite. If we have her on the field, she's not exactly an elemental hero, even though she could be. So I try to use her from the deck to count as the missing Bubble Man in the build. Additionally, or burst into tricks, depending on if I'm wanting to go for Tempest. I just kind of threw Electrum in because why not? But I never played him. It was more or less just like a respect to the card. The rest is 9 spells and or traps, and you guys just got to peek at one of them. It is the Hero Lives. There's a reason we maximize this one to 3. It's because we can turn one of them into polymerization. But I would not drop it past 2. Honestly, I do think this one has to stay at 3. This is what allows the Heroes Unite fusion to really work by allowing us to board one hero. So if we control no face-up monsters, pay half our life, special summon a level 4 lower E hero from the deck to the field. Again, you can have a set monster, that'd be fine. Tokens, unfortunately, count as face-up. So if we play the Hero Lives, we want to lead Hero Lives, summon another card, and then bop into our Fusion Unite. So again, I did mess up. There were supposed to be like 1 or 2 polymerizations. You could totally eliminate this card or keep it at 1. This is your choice. I like it. Heated Heart is the only way we really power up in this deck. Target a face-up monster that we control until the end of the turn. It gains 500 and piercing. So again, that's pretty cool. But not all that necessary. So again, these could just as easily become your 2 copies of polymerization. And again, you want to go with like a 2 split because you're running 2 Blaze Man. And it's just always better to match up what you have versus what you need. Moving into the traps, we are going to be using 2 copies counterattack. When an elemental hero we control is destroyed by battle, our opponent chooses a random card from their hand. And then, if it is an elemental hero, we get to destroy a monster that the opponent controls and then special summon the chosen monster card. So it'll allow us to reestablish some board presence. And I love that they put Sparkman on here. Just looks really good. Looks really, really good. And then last up, I am using 2 copies of the Hero Ring Trap card. Target a warrior on the field with 1500 or less. Equip this card to the target monsters your opponent controls with 1900 or more attack cannot attack the equipped monster. Now, it does not say that the opponent that this will prevent, or sorry, let me try English one more time. The effect text here does not state that that monster is ineligible for preventing direct attacks. So the way we should do this is this monster can be attacked. Just real quick. Okay, so through the magic of the movie edit, that main deck, one more time, is 2 Elemental Hero Avion, 2 Blaze Man, 2 Clayman, 2 Sparkman, 3 Goddess, 3 Hero Lives, 2 very shiny polymerizations that I traded out for the Hero Heated Hearts, 2 counterattacks, and 2 rings. Again, remember, the skill card only uses its polymerization once. So that's important. And again, truly, that was my fault. So moving into the extra deck, or the fusion deck, as it were, we do have a card that is going to be unplayable. The unplayable card is going to be Electrum. I just don't like him so much as a boss monster yet. But I did want to include him because he does look pretty sweet. He is Avion, Burst Intertrix, Clayman, and Bubbleman. We can get 3/4 of this out. Must be fusion summoned while this is face up on the field. It is also all 4 attributes outside of dark. Well, I guess it's 5 attributes except dark. When this card is fusion summoned, shuffle all banished cards into the deck decks. Gain 300 attack for every monster your opponent controls with the same attribute as this card. He can be a big boss monster if you do want to play him. Maybe just eliminate 1 copy of Goddess and always try to play this guy based off of your skill card. Outside of that, this deck is pretty much has to stay where it is. Next card we use is going to be Mariner. So this is Bubbleman / Goddess plus Avion. Must be fusion summoned as per elemental hero ruling. While you have any set cards in your spell trap zone, this can attack directly. So once we put the hero ring on this guy, he is a warrior. He is 1500 or less. He can attack directly as long as I keep another card face down. And he won't be able to be attacked. This is the way I kept winning. It's cheesy, it's sleazy, and it's very, very easy. And he just looks really cool. He's like my little baby Aquaman. I don't know that anybody would appreciate that. Next up, we are going to be running 2 copies of Nova Master. Now, Nova Master is pretty darn amazing, guys. If you're not familiar with Omni Heroes, this is the Fire Attribute plus Elemental Hero. This is when it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, draw 1 card. Again, starts off at like 26. It's good, but it'll be better if we get like super polymerization. I'm holding out for that. Otherwise, I'm full in for Tempest and full in for Mariner. And the next time I build this deck, that's what's going to be played. I'm going to drop the Electrum and everything, and I'm going to go straight in. Next up would be our Tempest, Avion, Spark, and Bubbleman / Goddess. So again, I was playing like the Hero Lives, developing either Spark Boy or Wingman, or Avion, sorry, based on who I didn't already have in my hand. And then I would discard like the other copy of Hero Lives, because again, you only need to activate the 1, and then go straight into this on the Hero Unite Fusion. And again, since Goddess can be a thing, and it doesn't say that ones from the deck have to be correct, then boom. Again, you can send one of the cards you control from the field to the graveyard. Target a monster that we control. While this is face up on the field, that monster cannot be destroyed by battle, just target self. Again, just super fantastic. Looks great, and I can't wait to make him my actual boss monster. And then last up for this version is the Elemental Hero Wild Wingman. Wild Heart, aka Goddess plus Avion. Again, must be fusion summoned. You can discard 1 card, target a spell trap on the field, destroy that target again. The extra copies of Hero Lives allow you to fuel this. How would I change this up, Mokuba? You're right, that's a great question. What would I do to make this a 3 times, but then using anything in the box? Well, what we would do is we would actually add in, we drop the Electrum. Just first and foremost, I wish I had the rest of the cards sitting here, but they are in a box at the moment. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this. So we would drop him, we would add in the Necroid Shaman, which on special summon has an ability. I think it's a discard effect. We take an opponent's monster, destroy it, and replace it with another one from their discard pile. By doing that, we can actually, it's sort of like a semi-kaiju move. We can actually just replace what they're doing. And then really the only move that we need to do then is we need to add in the Wild Hearts. So at that point, we would just drop out the 2 Clayman. And so you drop 2 Clayman, make it 2 Wild Hearts, play the deck exactly the same, drop the Electrum, and then you're able to just go in. Again, you can use the, instead of Necroid Shaman, you could use the Goddess. It is a fusion substitution. This will allow you to play this like a 3x box build, as well as a 3x structure deck build, without really getting into cards that were in any of the other structured decks in here. Again, out of those, you might use something like Labyrinth of Nightmare. That trap is okay. Cursed Seal, the Forbidden Spell. Well, I'm going to talk about that, but expect that to start going into side decks for me. I don't really see any monsters I would add. Shield Crush would be okay in the discard pile, side deck. Living Fossil would be good in the side deck. And Double Summon could possibly eventually be something to toy around with. But this is the first of the 3x structures out of here. And again, I think I'm feeling ambitious. So I think next Saturday, I'm going to drop an extra speed deck so we can speed through this and get into like all the other skill cards and start like proper building. Because after I do that, I'm going to abandon the whole playing out of that box, and I'm going to try to play with everything we have. So we're like 12 skill cards or something. It's going to be a ton of fun, guys. I just want to make you some decks. So this is it for now. Enjoy the rest of the day, or don't. No, definitely do. Out of all the silly requests I make, that is the only one that you guys ever have to listen to, is to go and try to have a good day. Because anytime you try to have a bad day, you're going to succeed. But you're never going to have a good day unless you try for it. And then again, I'm going to do a Speed Duel Spotlight here, probably in another half hour to an hour. So look for that. It's coming. And guys, I hope you guys finish out the weekend strong. See you later, my friends.